everybody! I am going to do a sugar skull using mostly Beauticontrol products. I started so we could see what was kind of gonna happen, what was gonna come out of this. So the very first thing that I did, aside from making sure that my skin was very clean and exfoliated, I have 2 layers of glue down my eyebrow and let it dry, and then glue down my eyebrow and let it dry. And I actually have the purple one, so I knew when it was dry. The next thing that I did all over was use just a really basic white cosmetic wedge, and this is dry. There's nothing else on this. And then I used, this is Halloween white makeup, and I got this from a Spirit Halloween store, and this is the one that's labeled white grease makeup, which may possibly be one of the most unappealing names makeup on your face. It's literally the grease makeup. I stippled on a rather liberal layer of this all over the whole face. Then I set the whole face with powder. This I also got from just like a Halloween store, so this is pretty basic. I set it with just white face powder. Okay, so using the Azure Color Impact eyeshadow, that's where I'm starting with, and this. I am going to run this Azure here, the recesses of the face just below the cheekbone, and I'm going to start to carve out or create some dark shadow. So I think that the dark shadow for the skull look looks great, starting with a blue. Now I'm into the Navy Color Impact eyeshadow and another large, really just generic, super cheap set of brushes to sort of chisel this just a little bit more on the side of the face, which is where we start to get that look. So we have that shape created. The next thing I'm going to use is this is my eye perfecting pencil in black. I'm going to build this eye here, and I'm just going to draw this around. Then you make the scallop. So that's very easy. You see how that starts to take shape, and then you would go through and color in the scallops. And I'm really just sort of touching this because we are going to fill it in with a powder. So right here, I have the black, and I'm just gonna press that on there. Do you see that? Diving back into the color, and this is the same thing as setting. You know, you've seen us on here before. We set the color, or we set the eyeliner. We're setting this on. I'm going to use some of the pink shadow control cream from Beauticontrol. Once again, Beauticontrol products, and I'm going to go as close as I can. I'm using lavender. I used lavender for this inside part here, and I am really heavy pressing and placing and pushing this lavender color in close to the lash line. Doing the same thing on the underside. Oh, I'll tell you what, scratching the face after all this is just a little bit funny. I had an itch, so you have to control the scratch when you have this much color on the face. Next step, grabbing my wisteria color here, and then this disposable applicator here. I'm gonna start to press this beyond the lavender. Patting, pressing, and pushing this color on with the sponge applicator, I think makes this really, really strong. The color stays on the entire night. Okay, now I'm in the navy. Using just a fluffy brush, this was unloaded earlier. I am going to use this to just buff these colors in. I'm going to stop there with the eye area. What I did next was do this little design in the middle, and some of you could probably tell that that's actually done with liquid liner. And really, when you start to put on this finery, when you do this on a house, it's called gingerbreading, and I'm sure that when you put it on a sugar skull, it's called something else. This type of work is really just up to you. Like, what do you want this to look like? I'm going to color those in once that dries. And I made these little hearts and these tiny little dots down the nose, like that, with the liquid liner also. Same thing here. Okay, let's do this nose thing. So I drew half of this on already. I just want you to see where we're headed using my black eyeliner. And you may tell that this is very dark over here on this side, and that's because I've set the liner with the black powder. let's do this mouth thing, which I think is a lot of fun. Over the lips, I used first silk, and the silk is, you can kind of see that pinky color that comes out here to give this sort of a weird Joker-like quality here. Grabbing also the wisteria, this is the wisteria on this paddle, and getting this inside part, like I kind of did on that side, a little bit of this purple. That creates a little bit of dimension with this kind of freaky mouth that we're going to draw on. Using my black liquid liner, and I go back and forth, and then let it kind of come off of the face naturally. So it's wide here, and then comes to a point. So then right here, back north, and lift off naturally so that it comes to that kind of point. So initially, number one, this tickles. And number two, it's a little bit wet. So I try not to touch it just yet. Super freaky. All right, let's make this darker part down below. This time I'll use the Midnight Color Impact eyeshadow. All right, so I'm gonna use my old foundation brush and some of the Midnight Color Impact eyeshadow. Pat, pat, pat. And I'm gonna go right along the edge here, starting back kind of far. I'm gonna go down here on the bottom and finish this sort of decorative element that is on the chin. With my wisteria color, and I'm gonna do this on the top too. I'm gonna finish streaking in the wisteria here, just pat, 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 right there at the tip. So now I'm patting in some of the lavender. Go back to my black liquid liner. All right, so I have some, like, what is this called? It's like a shimmer liner. I got this from the Halloween store also. And this is what I'm gonna use to kind of draw on this additional sort of heart shape like that. So this look and other looks that I've created similar to it are on my Instagram. They're also on my Pinterest. Okay, so that is completely ridiculous, and I'm just gonna leave it like that because it doesn't matter. Disclaimer, one more time, the white face makeup, the white powder, the glitter, that is from a Halloween store. Everything else, the black liner, the color, everything else that you see here is Beauticontrol style. So in addition to this, you could put on some really fun eyeliner, and then you could also do some really cool lashes. Like I've got these kind of silvery lashes that would be fun to put on there. I'll put that stuff on later and then take a final picture. So share this video with anyone who might want to see this content. And of course you can like and subscribe to see more content that we produce here. I also put lots of great Beauticontrol tips and tricks and information on my YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest. I'm on Twitter and Snapchat. I love this so much. I love you guys. You make this all possible and you make it so much fun.